Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। विष्णुपाद परमहंस प्रजगाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रीमती डिवाइन ग्रेस एसी भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की, नामाचार्य श्रीधर ठाकुर की, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Hare Krishna, we are reading from 7th canto, chapter 13, verse number 29. Jalam tat udbhavai shachannam हित्वाग्नो जलकाम्यया मृगतृष्णाम् उपाधावेत् तथान्यर्थार्थदृक्स्वतः। Yes. जलं तत् उद्भवेशन्नम् हित्वाग्नो जलकाम्यया मृगतृष्णाम् उपाधावेत् तथान्यथार्थदृक्स्वतः। जलं तत् उद्भवैश्चन्नम् हित्वाग्नो जलकाम्यया मृगतृष्णाम् उपाधावेत् तथान्यथार्थदृक्स्वतः। जलं तत् उद्भवैश्चन्नम् हित्वाग्नो जलकाम्यया मृगतृष्णाम् उपाधावेत् तथान्यथार्थदृक्स्वतः। जलं तत् उद्भवैश्चन्नम् हित्वाग्नो जलकाम्यया मृगतृष्णाम् उपाधावेत् तथान्यथार्थदृक्स्वतः। Word to word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Word to word meaning, Jalam, water, Tat udbhavaihi, by grass grown from that water, Channam, covered, Hitva, giving up, Agnaha, Agyaha, Agyaha, a foolish animal, Jalkamyaya, desiring to drink water. Mrigatrishnam, a mirage. Upadhavet, runs after. Tatha, similarly. Anyatra, somewhere else. Arthadrik, self-interested. Swataha, in himself. Translation: just as a deer, because of ignorance, cannot see the water within a well covered by grass, but runs after water elsewhere. The living entity covered by the material body does not see the happiness within himself, but runs after happiness in the material world. Can you repeat after me the translation? Just as a deer, because of ignorance, cannot see the water within a well covered by grass, but runs after water elsewhere. The living entity, Jai Shri Radha Gopi Vallabha Ki Jai, covered by the material body, does not see the happiness within himself, but runs after happiness in the material world. Purport: this is an accurate example of depicting how the living entity, because of lack of knowledge, runs after happiness outside his own self. When one understands his real identity as a spiritual being, he can understand the supreme spiritual being Krishna and the real happiness exchanged between Krishna and one's self. It is very interesting to note how this verse points to body's growth from the spirit soul. The modern materialistic scientists think that life grows from matter, but actually the fact is that matter grows from life. The life or the spiritual soul is compared here into water, from which clumps of matter grow in the form of grass. One who is ignorant of scientific knowledge of the spirit soul does not look inside the body to find happiness in the soul. Instead, he goes outside to search for happiness, just as a deer, without knowledge of the water beneath the grass, goes out to the desert to find water. Just as a deer, without knowledge of the water beneath the grass, goes out to the desert to find water. The Krishna consciousness movement is trying to remove the ignorance of misled human beings who are trying to find water outside the jurisdiction of life. Raso Vaisaha. Rasam Apsu Kanteya. The taste of water is Krishna. To quench one's thirst, one must taste water by association with Krishna. This is the Vedic injunction. Om Agyantimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishyanamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashad Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratvashe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishvanebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So this is a very beautiful verse talking about where should be our real search for happiness. So he gives a very beautiful analogy of a deer, who is ignorant and doesn't know that there is a water within the well, but it is covered by grass. But he's running elsewhere for the water. So in the desert, sometimes you find there is so much of mirage keeps forming. So deer gets enamored by that mirage and runs after it, and he forgets that there is a well and it is covered by grass, so he can't understand, can't see it. This is what happens. So he's comparing the same way, the living entity, he tries to search out happiness elsewhere, meaning he doesn't understand that real happiness lies in his relationship with Krishna. So he's not trying to find happiness within. Within means the soul. He doesn't understand his real identity as soul, and he has a relationship with Krishna as part and parcel of the Lord. He has eternal relationship of love. So when he doesn't know that, then he simply becomes outwardly oriented. He just simply runs after so many varieties of material happiness, which is compared to mirage. It's mirage-like happiness, because there is no happiness there. It appears like that, but there is no real happiness. And this is the message of Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. Like Krishna also told in Bhagavad Gita, which verse? Who will tell? Krishna told that there is no happiness but only misery. What is the verse? Okay, Padam Padam Vipadamna Tesham is Srimad Bhagavatam verse. Good. At every step there is danger. Okay. Where there is no, it's an abode of misery. Which is the verse? Muktavandi Prabhu. Dukhalayam Ashashvatam. Correct. Krishna says Dukhalayam Ashashvatam. So this place is a place of misery. So it only appears like happiness, but there is no real happiness here. Because this is the place for those who have forgotten Krishna. So basically, essence of material world is what? When you forget Lord, that is material world. So as soon as the living entity forgets Krishna, immediately is captured by Maya. Krishna bhuliya jeev bhogavancha kare nikatastha maya tare jhapatiya thare. So as soon as the living entity forgets Krishna, his relationship with him, so immediately he is captured by Maya. And that's how he comes in this cycle of birth and death within this material world. And that is the essence of material life. So material life in essence is the life of forgetfulness of the Lord. And the whole Krishna consciousness movement is actually trying to help us remember Krishna again. You have forgotten Krishna, now you remember Krishna. And Krishna is your master, Krishna is your life and soul, he is your supreme beloved. So again remember him. That's the whole essence of Krishna consciousness movement. That's why we say International Society for Krishna Consciousness. So we want to again become conscious of Krishna because we have forgotten Krishna. So when you remember Krishna, then material world doesn't exist. Because the very essence of material world is being forgetful of Lord. But if you remember the Lord, then you are not in material world. Then you are in spiritual world. That's how Prabhupada said that all my temples are spiritual world. Vaikuntha. Why? Because all the temples, there is only one thing. What is that? Remember Krishna. Always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. That is the essence of entire Krishna consciousness movement. If we are remembering Krishna and not forgetting Krishna, then we are not in material world, we are in the spiritual world. So that is the essence. So that's why for a pure devotee, the material world doesn't exist also in that sense. Because he is always remembering Krishna. So even though he may be in the material world, for him material world doesn't exist. Because he is always remembering Krishna. So here Prabhupada begins saying, this is an accurate example depicting how the living entity, because of lack of knowledge, runs after happiness outside his own self. So a living entity bereft of the transcendental knowledge. So Maya Mugdhir Jiver Nahi Swatah Krishna Gyan. So when the living entity is illusioned by Maya, then he doesn't have the knowledge about himself as part and parcel of Krishna, and he doesn't have any knowledge about Krishna himself also. So when he doesn't have this transcendental knowledge, then he completely gets bewildered by Maya. He comes completely under the, he completely gets captured by Maya. So because of lack of knowledge, then he runs after happiness outside his own self. Then he thinks that the happiness is there in matter. So because of the influence of Maya, a living entity then lords over matter. That's what Prabhupada says. So what Maya means, when somebody is in Maya, then he thinks, I am the lord of what I survey. Prabhupada writes this. I am the lord of what I survey. So this lordship mentality comes by the influence of Maya. So he forgets that Lord Krishna is the Lord. He thinks, I am the Lord. So that is the effect of Maya. So when he wants to be Lord, means he wants to be proprietor. Because wherever he goes, he wants his dominion. I am the Lord. I am the boss. And when he wants to lord over, and after lording over, he wants to control. So then he thinks that I am the controller. So first he thinks I am the Lord, and then I am the controller. And then by lording over and by controlling, he wants to enjoy. He wants to be enjoyer. But who is the supreme controller, who is the supreme Lord, and who is the supreme enjoyer? Krishna. And that's why he is not peaceful at all. That's what this verse says, no? Bhoktaram ragatapsam sarva loka maheshram suhidam sarva bhutanam gyatvam mam shanti prichyati. So the real peace a jiva can get only when he recognizes that the supreme Lord is the master of everything. He is the supreme proprietor, not me. He is the supreme enjoyer. He is the supreme controller. So when we give up this enjoyership, controllership, and lordship, and understand Krishna is the real proprietor, enjoyer, and he is the controller, and we submit to Krishna, instead of trying to enjoy by lording over and controlling, which we actually start serving Krishna, start giving enjoyment to Krishna. Then a jiva can become happy, and that is a real way of becoming happy. So happiness lies in living entities choosing to serve Krishna. When he chooses to serve Krishna, then he is happy. But he chooses not to serve Krishna, then he is unhappy. Because naturally, living entities are having that natural service attitude for the Lord. That is there. But when he acts other than that, he instead of serving Krishna, then he serves illusion. Then he becomes unhappy. So he says here that Krishna, when he can understand the supreme spiritual being Krishna, when one understands his real identity as spiritual being, he can understand the supreme spiritual being Krishna, and the real happiness exchange between the Krishna and oneself. So the living entity always can be happy only when he is exchanging love with Krishna. So Krishna is the supreme enjoyer, and we are dependent enjoyer. So when we serve Krishna, so we are also enjoying being dependent enjoyer. But Krishna always remains independent enjoyer. So just like suppose a very big man is there, big industrialist. He has so much money, billions of dollars, correct? And he has one hotel industry also. So let's say he closes down the hotel industry and he thinks of, okay, now I'll open another industry. So now he's continuing to open new industries and factories like that. And so that he just closes. One of the decision he made, he closes down. So now there are so many employees. They're also working in that hotel industry, right? So in this case, when this big entrepreneur, when he is closing this hotel industry and opening many other, so who is going to suffer? Whose enjoyment gets interrupted? The workers. The hotel fellow, the owner, he has so many, so for him, he's an independent enjoyer. Just in that analogy. But his workers will get affected, correct? That way. So the same way, the Lord is always independent enjoyer. He is always independent in his enjoyment. But the living entities are always dependent. They're always dependent. Of course, here the hotel owner and his company, in that case, the hotel owner is just may close down and open another thing, he may not care. But in case of Lord, the Lord is always welcoming for every living entity to enter in his loving embrace and loving service. So that opportunity is there for every living entity. So Lord is always welcoming. And that's how the living entity can be happy. So Prabhupada says, one place that independently you cannot be happy. Independently we cannot enjoy. So the way to enjoy is to be dependent on Krishna only. Then only you can become truly happy. Then only you can enjoy. He gives the example of also that how all the different parts of the body, limbs of the body, when they think, okay, I am just serving the stomach. No, so let us starve. I mean, let us starve the stomach, and we will enjoy independently. And then hand takes gulab jamun and you know, and then head maybe uh, just rubbing against the chapati or something. So will that hands and legs and all the limbs of the body will get nourishment? No, they will not, because they're dependent. They're dependent on stomach to get their nourishment, like that. So divinity's situation is like that. So he's always dependent on the Lord. So only when we serve Krishna, then only we can be happy. So independently, one cannot be happy. So there is a nice verse in Bhagavad Gita as well. So he says, 1 minute. So he says, Yo anta sukho antar aramas tathantar jyotir eva yaha sa yogi brahma nirvanam brahma bhuto adhigacchati. So it says, one whose happiness is within, who is active and rejoices within, and whose aim is inward, is actually the perfect mystic. He is liberated in the Supreme, and ultimately he attains the Supreme. So he says, unless one is able to relish happiness from within, how can one retire from external engagements meant for deriving superficial happiness? A liberated person enjoys happiness by factual experience. He can therefore sit silently at any place and enjoy the activities of life from within. Such a liberated person no longer desires external material happiness. This state is called Brahma Bhuta, attaining which one is assured of going back to Godhead, back to home. So, what does it mean, that he is able to relish happiness from within? So, actually, every living entity has to deeply understand that what is his real identity. So, that real identity is not his external body, which is outward, but his real identity is that he is the self, the supreme self. I mean, he's the soul, spirit soul, who is within this body. He is not this external body. So, but because living entity only identifies himself with the body, then he simply, always remain oriented towards trying to chase after material happiness. Because he misidentifies with the body, then he thinks that, okay, if I focus on my body and if I comfort my body, if I just do everything for my body, then I'll be happy. So this misidentification, leads to this entire game of chasing after material happiness. Because once you think your material body, then you focus on material body, and then you are going to do everything to make your body comfortable, and that's how you try to find happiness through that process. But once you understand that you're not this outward material body, but your soul within, and then there is super soul also, the supreme Lord also, within yourself, and there is a relationship between the soul and super soul. There is a relationship between the soul and God. So when you understand that, then you start endeavoring in developing the relationship with the Supreme Lord. That is the meaning of trying to find happiness within. So relishing happiness within means when we become focused on our real identity as soul, and we understand that we are part and parcel of Krishna, and we have a relationship of love. If our life's endeavor gets focused on that, then we are actually relishing happiness within. So that's why what in the 5th chapter of Gita also, it says that how a person who is really a yogi, or even the bhakti yogi, so he may be doing so many activities, he may be eating, he may be sleeping, he may be walking, doing so many things, but he always living an internal life of developing his relationship with Krishna. He doesn't forget that ultimately the essence of all his activities is that my relationship with Krishna should get more and more strengthened. That is the goal. So ultimately, we want to awaken our love for Krishna. That's what we are every day chanting, right? We every day recite Sikshastakam, and we say that the goal of life is what? To attain Krishna Prema. We recite, no, every day. What we recite? We every day say Krishna Prema. We say like this. So where we say that? So can you tell the line? It's good to sometimes think about it, what we speak every day. Yes. Anybody want to volunteer and tell what? Uh, anyone? Uh, More precisely, somebody like to share this. Every devotee, Vaishnava, quickly achieve the desired success, Krishna Prem. So this is the desired success which we want. You know? So we have to know that this is a success, and this success only I am seeking. With every endeavor. Our success is that if I are able to awaken my relationship with Krishna of love, if I am able to awaken my love for Krishna. So this is what Prabhupada is giving us. Srila Prabhupada is giving us so many varieties of activities with the intention that when we do those activities, then we awaken love for Guru, awaken love for Krishna. And that will naturally happen when we faithfully serve the instructions of Guru, like that's why we're following this Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. So when you follow it nicely, with the desire to attain love for the Lord. That's why he says, Maam Ikshaptum Dhananjaya. So with the desire to attain me, we should follow this process of sadhana, Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, like that. So this should be the goal. So we should not forget that. Otherwise, what happens? So much, we get busy in the external activities, it becomes very, very difficult to remember the real goal only. That's why we need these reminders. Srimad Bhagavatam class and whatever we recite in the morning, Sikshashram prayers and everything is actually to always remind us, for what purpose I am here. So goal should not get forgotten. They say that when goal becomes hazy, then one goes crazy. Then we start crazily acting based on bodily platform, like that. Srila Prabhupada, how many times he told, you are not the body, your spirit, soul. So many times. Practically every lecture. Every lecture Prabhupada will say, you are not the body, your soul. And Krishna is your master. You give up Maya, surrender to Krishna. So Prabhupada is again and again telling, hitting the same point. Because we forget it. Our nature, conditioned nature is that we immediately identify ourselves with body. Like Bhujan Prabhu was saying once, he gave the discourse on that how we can chant very nicely if you remember you're not the body, your soul. Very nicely explained, and devotees told, yeah, we understood everything very nicely. Then he just give a pause, and he asked, okay, anyway, just let me know how many of you are from Bengal? And some people raised hand. Okay, how many are from Jharkhand? And somewhere. Okay, how many are from foreign countries? Then they raised hand like that. Foreign countries means away from India. He was in India maybe. So like that he asked. And then he said, just now I told that you're not the body, you're soul. And now why you're raising hand then? Oh, we did not think like that. So it is so much, we are conditioned to think that I'm body. Correct? So now we have to come out of that. So we have to eventually come to the platform of that I'm not the body, I'm soul. And awaken our relationship with Krishna. So what is the way to do it? So yes, Shreyas Prabhu, how we can understand I'm not the body, I'm soul. Like in our voice, once one devotee, he was sat like this and he said, now I'm going to understand that I'm not the body, I'm soul. And he was really thinking very deeply. And so what is the way, Shreyas Prabhu? What kind of meditation, what is the way we can understand that we are not the body, we are soul? What we should do? Any thoughts on that?
It comes by practice of both Raga Bhakti and
by Ragana Bhakti and Sadhana Bhakti.
I mean, yeah, depending on the devotee, what he has taken the path.
Depending upon devotee who has taken the path. So I can choose to take Bhav Bhakti now. What should I do? Or Ragana Bhakti, what should I do? So once, His Grace Radha Shambhu was there in Vrindavan, he was serving Prasadam. And he was telling, see, there are so many people there. They're doing Dandavat Parikrama. So hard it is. They're putting that Govardhan Shila and offering 108 times obeisances. They're again getting up, then again 108. Like that they do Parikrama so much, difficult way they do it, they complete it. It takes so many days, I think years it may take. So, and here saying, why they're doing this? Most of them, we don't know, but most of them, why they're doing, is saying, because they want to realize they're not the body, it's their soul. They want to realize that they are not, this metal body. They want to get freed from false ego. That's why they're taking up so much of severe austerity. That's what they're doing. But he's saying our process is not that. We are nicely here taking prasadam, having nice kirtan, and we are hearing, from our spiritual master. And just by doing this simple process of Krishna consciousness, we become rid of this bodily identification. Because the way to get rid of bodily identification is to realize that how you have real identity as servant of Krishna. And your body also is Krishna's property. So a devotee is not that way detached from the body like Jnani. Jnani is like an extremist. He is like, he may do such kind of severe austerities that, just torture the body. Body doesn't exist only, something like that. But a devotee doesn't do that way. Devotee recognizes, yes, I am servant of Krishna, and that body also is a vehicle which Krishna has given me. So let me utilize this body in the service of Krishna. So what we focus on is the process of devotional service. So we engage in Shavanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atma, Nivedanam. So we engage in this hearing and chanting. And we may also perform austerities. So like Chaitanya Charitamrita talks so much of austerity. Raghunath Das Goswami was performing, and there are so many. So we may be performing austerities, but our austerities are simply to facilitate Shavanam Kirtan program. Like we also perform austerity. We get up early in the morning, we sleep early. For what? So that we can focus on our Shavanam Kirtanam. We can follow Srila Prabhupada's instruction nicely. To follow the instructions of Guru and to engage in devotional service nicely, we may take up what are necessary austerities. So not like we have to concoct some kind of austerity. We don't have to do that. So we have to simply, see what all can help me to follow the instructions of my spiritual master. So if something is required, that we can adjust, and then that austerity is fine. Like a spiritual master wants us to be in association of devotees, so we stay there. Even though sometimes there may be some, like some kind of differences and different things, but still we may stay. Why? Because spiritual master wants us to cooperatively work. So that is an austerity. So that austerity, we are happy to take it. So like that. Sometimes in temple, you may not get exactly what menu you want. It may be just cooked as per what kitchen department is giving us. We can always give suggestion, but ultimately you have to take it. You just because something you don't like, you don't go to restaurant. There's an austerity. You still take it, because it's prasadam. So we may take whatever is favorable for our Krishna consciousness. That kind of austerity is good enough, that way. So our whole process of realizing I'm not the body, I'm soul, is not that we have to concoct something. It is very simple. We just engage as per the direction of a spiritual master in the process of devotional service. Just by doing that sincerely, consistently, gradually we actually become more and more free from false ego. That is naturally going to happen. We don't have to do some extra thing anywhere, outside what spiritual master and Srila Prabhupada is prescribing. So Srila Prabhupada has come only to take us to Goloka. We have to have full faith. All the benefits of spiritual practices, what other people are seeking, everything and more than that we are going to get if we follow bona fide Acharya like Srila Prabhupada and his sincere followers. We don't have to, concoct anything. If we simply stick to the process of chanting Hare Krishna, following four regulative principles, and what are guidelines our gurus are giving, then we will surely make advancement. We will surely become more and more freed from false ego. And we'll go back to Godhead. It's very simple, like that. So no need to have some other kind of concoction. How am I going to realize I'm not the body, I'm soul? So the way is to engage in devotional service. So Bhakti Yoga puts Krishna in front. All other processes, they first want to get rid of bodily attachment. That's why they do a lot of austerities and so many things. Because the whole goal is first I become detached. And then after they become so-called detached, they don't know what to do next. So Bhakti Yoga is what? You become attached to Krishna and then naturally you become detached from Maya also. So it goes hand in hand. Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Janeti Ashu Vairagyam Jnanam Chet Ahetukam. So when you engage in devotional service of Lord Vasudeva, then Jnana and Vairagya both comes. The transcendental knowledge also will come and Vairagya, detachment also will come. It's automatic. You don't have to do separately. But what happens? The Jnanis, they want to get separately some Jnana and they want to become detached also. But they don't take shelter of the Lord. So that is a problem. So I was there in in Delhi Vyas Puja of Parama Puja Gopal Krishna Maharaj that time. So one very nice devotee, Jitamitra Prabhu, he was mentioning a point, very nice point he said. He was saying that, see, Jnanis, they want to detach from Maya and they do so much of tandav, right? So much of gymnastic they will do. They will fast so much. They will do severe austerities. And then they think that I am liberated. Now I'm detached from Maya. But Prabhupada says it's last layer of Maya because they think they're one with God. They're also in Maya actually. So they cannot get liberated in a true sense actually. Even they do so much things, right? The only thing is that they don't take shelter of the Lord. They don't submit to the Lord. Jnane prayasa dupasa namante eva. That was Jivanti sanmukha bhavityavartam sthane sthita shuddhigatam tanuvang manobir ya prayaso ajita jitopit asilokyam. So here also said that one should give up this kind of speculative ideas to get liberated. Rather, one should submit to a bona fide guru, bona fide disciple succession. Then the Supreme Lord gets conquered. If you simply hear about him, sthane sthita shuddhigatam tanuvang manobir. So he was saying that they cannot go out of Maya. Those who don't take shelter of Krishna and they're doing so much of austerity and so many things, they cannot go out of Maya. So they say that okay, you are holding the tree, and but you give up the tree, so then you have given up. So you're saying that you are holding Maya. So I give up Maya, so I'm not taking up Maya, so I'm liberated. That's what Jnani thinks. I will not hold Maya. So I'm liberated now. I don't touch Maya. I'm nothing to do with Maya. And they think I'm liberated now. Like that. But he was saying it is not actually our philosophy. He was saying we don't catch Maya, meaning what? We take shelter of Krishna. Because when Krishna says Maya, you don't touch this person, then only we can be free from Maya. Otherwise, it is not possible. So somebody doesn't take shelter of Krishna and he says, okay, I will give up Maya. You cannot give up Maya. It's not possible. We cannot give up Maya. The only way to give up Maya is to take shelter of Krishna. I mean, we should have desire to give up Maya. We don't want to be in Maya. But the way to do that is to take shelter of Krishna. Same way, we want to control our mind and senses. Bro, I want to control. Yeah. You can control your mind and senses. But the way to control your mind and senses is what? You engage your mind and senses in Krishna's service. We give ourselves to Krishna. We offer ourselves to Krishna. Oh, Krishna, I'm available. My mind is available for you. My senses are available for you. So with my mind, I hear your holy name. With my senses, I serve you. So we become available to Krishna to serve. Then Krishna says, okay, Maya, he is for me. Then better, he's not having time to be available to you. That is the way to get away from Maya. You're getting this point? So that's why those devotees who focus on this, being very nicely engaged in the service of Krishna, and taking the process of Krishna consciousness very seriously. So they are the devotees who are going to make very swift advancement in Krishna consciousness like that. So let's pause here. Any comment or reflection? You can take, otherwise we can pause.
I think you have that game up with you? Yes. Okay. Do you want to show it here now?
Yes, I can.
Sure.
When we finish, can I please ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, then just one question.
Yeah.
So when we talk about get to Krishna's shelter, right?
Yeah.
And where is the difference when we get to Krishna's shelter and irresponsible way of living?
I couldn't get your last thing what you said again.
So when I mean, some people they think that they offer themselves to Krishna, right? Their life, everything, their body. But sometimes devotees they think that they are not, they don't have to choose. They do not take responsibility for their life. They say that Krishna will make it for me. They do not feel like they are responsible for their
Duties.
duties.
Mm.
Yeah, yes. So where is the difference when we got to Krishna's shelter and when it's like the beginning of
Irresponsible.
way
Irresponsible.
of life? Yeah.
What I understand, we have both the duties, vertical duties and horizontal duties. Both should be done, and there should be a balance. There should be balance of both in general. That is the how it is being told, and case to case, one should be guided by some bona fide mentor, some devotee, senior devotee, who understands you, who understands your situation. That's why there's a need of guru. See, if suppose there are only scriptures and philosophy, everybody could have just gone back to Godhead without guru. Guru is required because every case is individual, specific. So there are instructions in general for everyone, but we need somebody who can actually understand our situation and who can help us, apply these principles nicely. Because if we foolishly think that I will just give up all my thing and I'll go, we may not be ready. We may not be actually having the real sense of surrender, and we just trying to be responsible. It may not be the real devotional surrender actually. Like there was one boy in IIT Kharagpur. He was saying that no, arey, these devotees are in Maya. They are so much studying. I don't want to study. I will simply sing Vaishnava bhajan. So whole day and night he was singing Vaishnava bhajan. And all devotees were thinking he's such a great devotee. And then next day exam is there, he's doing Vaishnava bhajan only. And the complaint went to Radheshyam Prabhu, who is not studying only, what to do? And they were also fearful. He's a very advanced devotee. So then Radheshyam said, no, he should study. Because he exam and tomorrow problem will happen. But when Radheshyam was told, he was not hearing. He said, no, they don't understand. And he failed. There were a lot of problem from college authorities. And he went back to hostel. Then he once attempted to join Mayapur temple. He went, then again came back. And then later he simply became blasphemer. He just blasphemed Radheshyam Prabhu and many devotees like that. That they're in Maya, so many things. And then he gave up his practice. His practice also was gone. So we were made aware that there is a devotee in campus. Beware of him, because he is going to criticize all different devotees. So beware. And so we were like very new. So they were kind of guarding us. So you see, like that happens. Like once another Prabhupada disciple, he wanted to go to Radha Kund and chant so many rounds. And Prabhupada did not want that. He said, no, internally Prabhupada wants me to do it. So what internally, externally? Prabhupada is saying don't go, and then so sometimes we may do that way. So that's why there's a lecture of my spiritual master. Obey your guru, he says. Obey your spiritual master. So when we all should have a spiritual master or somebody who is representing our spiritual master, and we should put ourselves under their custody. It's very important. And it doesn't matter whether you're brahmachari, grahastha, vanprastha, anyone. Everybody needs somebody under whom he can be. There should be at least one person in our life who can catch our ear. And you can tell us, you should not do this, you should do that. Cut short this and balance this, whatever. And we can submit. The more we take guidance properly from such a devotee who is able to understand you and he's ready to give you guidance, he's matured and he's properly situated, then that degree it becomes easy for us to understand. But what happens many times, devotees may take their life on their own, and then they want to do what they feel is best. So then they may progress, but the thing is becomes challenging, difficult, like that. So more they're connected properly, to Guru and the teachings, and they're inquiring and asking, then it becomes more easy also. Yeah, like that. Any other reflection or anything? Muktanand, you want to say something?
This section here is all about happiness, all these several verses in a row, and Prabhupada writes pretty detailed purports on all of them, and considers it a really important point. We want happiness, but everybody wants happiness, but how do we become happy?
Correct. Well, there is only one person who finds happiness. Any guess? Huh? Only one person gets happiness. Guess? devotee. That's the only person. Yeah, that's what it said, no? Bhukti, Mukti, Siddhi, Kami, Sakala Ashanta. Krishna Bhakta Nishkam, Ataiva Shanta. Or he is the truly happy person. So that's why Prabhupada said, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. No, that's how you can become happy. So Krishna consciousness is meant to make us happy. You know, yesterday he beautifully explained, you know, that we are going back home. You know. So there may be some troubles, but because you are chanting Hare Krishna, they will be content. Because you are doing the right thing. You know, that is more important. Doing the right thing will bring auspiciousness in our life. Following the Guru Sadhu Shastra, that will make our life auspicious and content will come. Then that is real happiness. Externally, there may be difficulties, but then that's how you find real happiness. Many people go for pleasure, immediate pleasure. They don't want to take pain for pain which comes by following Guru Sadhu Shastra, because it's not easy. You know, take responsibilities, be committed to Krishna. Sometimes there will be challenges. But one who's ready to take pain, like Prabhupada took so much of pain and he came. You know. So they will find true happiness. So it comes with that cost. Be ready to sacrifice whatever is required for Krishna. Then we find true happiness. But we want cheaply, you know, just just want to be in spiritual world immediately, you know, without anything. Then it's not like that. We'll stop here. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
You want to show that mother quickly?
You can put on TV, no?
Yeah. No.
Gita game something. No?
Let me show it to her.
Somebody has to put.
I know that's right. It's okay. It's up to you. Oh, you can help her.
Yeah, I'll bring
No,
it
we can't see. You can proofread it on the floor.
on the floor. Is it okay? It's like it's a kind of Bhagavad Gita, you know.
Okay, then put it on that or something. Just how much time it will take?